It was pouring rain outside the car, yet I was on the verge of dying from thirst because I had been trapped inside the vehicle for days and the only source of water available was something I simply couldn't bring myself to drink. At that moment, the voice of the car's owner came through the display screen. The man was an elderly stranger. The reason he had locked the car remotely was to punish thieves like me. But first, he demanded that I give him my ID number so he could check whether I was a repeat offender. Faced with his request, I flatly refused. The next second, he remotely turned on the air conditioning inside the car. The modified system could drop the temperature to 14 degrees below freezing. I began shivering violently, quickly throwing on extra clothes to fight the cold. Even then, I kept pretending I wasn't afraid. What I didn't realize was that the car was filled with hidden cameras. Every move I made was being watched by him. After an entire night passed, the freezing temperature became unbearable. Starving and freezing, I finally pulled out my gun, planning to blast my way out. But when I fired at the window, the bullet ricocheted and slammed straight into my thigh. Luckily, a woman happened to walk by at that moment. I immediately screamed for help through the window, successfully getting her attention. But when she approached the glass, she casually started applying lipstick. The old man had already modified the windows into one-way mirrors. From the outside, no one could see what was happening inside. The car was also completely soundproof, which meant the gunshot hadn't attracted anyone's attention at all. Left with no other option, I begged the old man to let me out, promising I would turn myself in to the police. I even gave him my full name and ID number. I thought cooperating would finally earn my freedom. Instead, he simply hung up the call, and I passed out in despair. When I woke up again, I discovered my wounds had already been bandaged. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't understand why he still refused to let me go. Just as I was drowning in confusion, the old man called again. Furious, he said he had checked my identity and discovered I was a thief who had already been imprisoned 3 times. To teach me a lesson, he decided to give me a small punishment. Suddenly, the car started moving on its own. That's when I realized he could remotely control the entire vehicle. After speeding wildly through the streets, the car eventually drove into a parking structure. Then I remembered, the rooftop of that building was nothing but open space. Instantly, I realized something was terribly wrong. As the car climbed higher and higher toward the roof, I desperately begged for mercy. But the old man didn't care anymore. The car burst onto the rooftop and accelerated straight toward the guardrail at full speed.